They say that the early bird gets the worm, but it's also the early riser who gets an edge over others in life. That is because the early hours of the morning are when you have the most time and energy to yourself. It's during this time that winners get ahead of everyone else. But what exactly do they do? Let's find out. Welcome to our channel, the place where future billionaires come to get inspired. Today, we will be taking a look at the morning routines of some of the most successful people in the world. So make sure to stick around till the end so you don't miss anything. Tim Cook, CEO of Apple. Tim Cook wakes up every day at 3:45 a.m. This has been his routine for the past 12 years. He follows it so religiously that even on weekends, he doesn't allow himself to sleep in. Tim says that he has always been an early riser, and it helps him to start his days with a sense of calm and focus. His typical day starts with checking emails for 1 hour. Then he does some exercise, and then he eats breakfast while reading the newspaper. After dropping his daughter off at school, he heads to work. Oprah Winfrey, the queen of talk shows, wakes up at 6 a.m. every day. She follows her morning routine religiously, as it helps her to feel grounded and centered before starting her busy workday. Her morning routine consists of a series of simple habits, such as making her bed, drinking a glass of water, and listening to positive affirmations. She believes that these small actions have a ripple effect on the rest of her day and help her to stay focused and motivated. Oprah Winfrey is a firm believer in the power of habit. In fact, she has said that if you want to be successful, you must develop good habits and stick to them. One of her most important habits is her morning routine. She wakes up early, makes her bed, and drinks a glass of water. She also listens to positive affirmations while doing her other morning rituals. Oprah believes that these small habits help her to start her day off right and set the tone for the rest of her day. She knows that it's important to take care of herself, both physically and mentally, and her morning routine is a big part of that. Benjamin Franklin, the famous polymath, was an early riser who used to wake up at 5 a.m. every day. He believed that waking up early allowed him to make the most of his time and achieve more than those who slept in. Benjamin Franklin was a firm believer in the importance of planning your day ahead of time. He would start his mornings by making a list of the tasks he wanted to accomplish, and then he would prioritize them according to importance. This helped him to stay focused and ensure that he was using his time wisely. In addition to planning his day, Franklin also made sure to include time for reflection and introspection in his morning routine. He believed that it was important to take some time each day to assess your progress, learn from your mistakes, and set new goals for the future. By taking the time to reflect on his life and set new goals for himself, Franklin was able to stay motivated and continue striving for success. Howard Schultz, the founder of Starbucks, wakes up at 4 a.m. every day. Howard Schultz is a firm believer in the power of habit, and his morning routine is a perfect example of that. Every morning he wakes up at 4 a.m. and immediately starts working on his goals for the day. He begins by reviewing his schedule and making sure he is prepared for any meetings or appointments he may have. He also takes some time to read through his daily affirmations and mantras, which help him stay focused and motivated throughout the day. In addition to his goal setting and affirmations, Schultz also makes sure to include some physical activity in his morning routine. He believes that exercise is essential for staying healthy and energized, and it helps him clear his mind before starting his workday. Overall, Howard Schultz's morning routine is a great example of how establishing a consistent daily routine can help you achieve success in both your personal and professional life. Swami Vivekananda, the famous monk and spiritual leader, had a very strict morning routine that he followed every day. He would wake up at 3:30 a.m. and immediately go for a walk. He believed that exercise was an important part of a healthy lifestyle, and it gave him the energy to start his day. After his walk, he would meditate for 1 hour. Meditation was an important part of his spiritual practice, and it helped him to connect with his higher self. Following his meditation, he would spend some time studying spiritual texts. He believed that learning was an important part of life, and it helped him to grow spiritually. After his study time, he would wash himself and prepare for the day. He believed that it was important to start the day fresh and clean. Finally, he would eat breakfast and start his work. He believed that it was important to nourish the body and mind before starting the day's work. Overall, Swami Vivekananda's morning routine was an integral part of his lifestyle, and it helped him to live a life of purpose and meaning. Will Smith. The famous actor and rapper wakes up at 4 a.m. every day. Will Smith has said that he has always been an early riser, and that it gives him the time to himself that he needs to plan his day and make sure he is ready for whatever comes his way. He typically wakes up at 4 a.m. and immediately checks his phone for any urgent messages or emails. He then spends some time working out before getting ready for the day. Smith is a firm believer in the importance of exercise, and he knows that starting the day with a workout sets the tone for the rest of the day. After his workout, Smith takes some time to relax and have breakfast. He then spends some time with his family before heading off to work. Smith believes that spending time with loved ones is an important part of starting the day off right, and he makes sure to prioritize it in his morning routine. J.K. Rowling. The author of the Harry Potter series is a firm believer in the power of the early hours of the morning. She has said that she is most productive in the mornings, and that's when she does her best writing. Rowling typically wakes up at 7 a.m. and immediately sits down to write for a few hours. She believes that it is important to start the day with a sense of purpose, and writing is her way of making the most of the day. In addition to writing, Rowling also makes sure to include some self-care in her morning routine. She typically takes some time to read or listen to music before starting her day, and she believes that this helps her to relax and focus on the task at hand. Overall, J.K. Rowling's morning routine is a great example of how starting the day with a sense of purpose and self-care can lead to success. Jeff Weiner. The former CEO of LinkedIn wakes up at 5 a.m. every day. Jeff Weiner is a firm believer in the power of early mornings, and he credits his success to the habits he has developed during these hours. Weiner typically wakes up at 5 a.m. and immediately starts working on his goals for the day. He begins by reviewing his calendar and to-do list and prioritizing his tasks based on importance. He then spends some time reading and learning, which he believes is essential for personal and professional growth. In addition to his goal setting and learning, Weiner also makes sure to include some physical activity in his morning routine. He believes that exercise is an important part of staying healthy and energized throughout the day. Overall, Jeff Weiner's morning routine is a great example of how establishing a consistent daily routine can help you achieve success in both your personal and professional life. These are just a few examples of the many successful people who have shared their morning routines. By following their lead and establishing a consistent morning routine, you can set yourself up for success in both your personal and professional life. Whichever path you choose, it's important to remember that consistency is key. Establishing a daily routine can help you develop good habits and make the most of your time. So wake up early, make your bed, drink a glass of water, meditate, exercise, and read. You never know where your day might take you. And with the right mindset and habits, you'll be well on your way to achieving your dreams. Now check out what the last 24 hours of a billionaire looks like, or watch this video instead.